Hello everyone, it's me, Aaron, Professor Thorgy, your guide to all things geeky, and welcome to a Comic-Class Minisode. Yes, that's right, it's the show every single week on this channel where I just give you a quick little recommendation for a comic book that you can go into your local store and find right now. And before I get into that, I should probably make an announcement for everybody who was wondering, why wasn't there anything on your channel last week? Oh, funny story. My computer died. Yeah, I've been having troubles with my old computer for about 2.5 years, ever since I got it, and literally as soon as the warranty ran out, that thing started crashing on a daily basis, and eventually it got to the point in which I just couldn't even make videos anymore on there. It would just crash that often. So I had to go out, get a brand new computer. I did, and it also was broken. It was a lemon. It was crashing immediately. I began to wonder if my own body was emitting some kind of an electrical signal that just disrupted machines, like that old Twilight Zone episode. So I took it back, got it exchanged, got another brand new computer, which is not since I'd ever thought I'd have to say. But this one's been working. However, I am currently having to learn a brand new editing software. And here's the thing about editing softwares. Every single one of them is next to impossible to learn. And this is one of the hardest ones out there. I'm currently trying to learn Premiere. I was previously using Cyberlink, which is actually kind of like the meat and potatoes of editing software. If anybody has to start off editing, that one's probably the easiest one to get into, Cyberlink Power Director. By the way, I should point out that that was in no way a paid ad for Cyberlink Power Director, and you know it's not a paid ad because I'm not nearly famous enough to get a paid ad. Anywho, so as I was saying, that old computer is gone and I have this new software, Adobe Premiere, which is one of the highest end editing programs you can get, and that means I will be able to do far more things on this channel as soon as I learn how to use it. Yeah, it is a very complex system, so it's gonna take me a while to get this channel fully up and running again, but we're going to be slowly building up and I'm going to try and get out there as many videos as I possibly can, so thank everyone for sticking with me. But one good thing that did come out of that run of bad luck with the computers is that it helped to inspire today's pick, Lucky Penny. This is a new trade that is out by Oni Press from Ananth Hirsch and Yuko Onna. Now, this is a book about a character named Penny, and she has the worst luck on earth. Every single thing that happens to her is a run of bad luck, and yet she still has a very positive attitude about it. That's the reason why I picked it, is because I recently went through that run of bad luck, but also because I've been a little bit stressed recently with all the problems with my computer, and also if you've been watching this channel, you know, Suicide Squad, Killing Joke, that Detective Pikachu movie. That might confuse some of you who don't watch the video game show we do each week. But anyway, yeah, a couple of things have been stressing me out recently. And in fact, somebody actually contacted me on Tumblr and said, hey man, your videos used to be really positive. Are you feeling all right? You've been ranting a whole lot. So I wanted to recommend something this week that was really uplifting. And this thing is one of the most fun, cheerful, upbeat books I have ever read. It is impossible to read this thing and not just have a giant smile on your face. As I said, Penny has the worst luck. She has moved out of her house. She is living in a storage unit. She is working at a laundromat underneath a 12-year-old who runs the place and is constantly just giving her crap. But she's also kind of enough of a screw-up that you look at that 12-year-old, it's like, wow, you're a real jerk, but I kind of understand why you're being hard on her. So it is one of those hilarious situations where it's like, I don't really know who to root for in this situation. So she eventually meets up with this guy and they start to form a relationship, and watching the two of them come together is just so incredibly sweet. Like, it really is heartwarming. But at the same time, it's still hilarious, all the weird situations that come and all the strings of bad luck that just keep coming up and getting in the way. It's just hilarious to see all things. And they're not things like an asteroid falls from Earth and destroys her car. No, it's like things that's like, yeah, I can kind of see that happening to a person. Like, for anybody who has ever had that moment in their life in which they felt like, man, things just keep beating me down, you're gonna be able to look at this book and just totally relate instantly with this character. I should also point out that the sense of humor in this book is really wacky and zany, but it's not too wacky and zany. Like, it's not completely cartoonish. Like, it is still just grounded in enough of a sense of reality. In fact, I honestly, if I had to compare to anything, this to me is the spiritual successor to Scott Pilgrim. And I know that's a big statement, but I stand by it. And I know you might be saying, but Scott Pilgrim, the entire world was a video game, and you're saying that this book is grounded in reality. I know! It seems like those two statements shouldn't go together, but still, the tone of humor is very much the same in each book. And I'm not coming in here and saying, oh, Lucky Penny is just a inferior version of Scott Pilgrim. No, it is still totally its own thing. I'm just saying that as someone who works in a comic book store, for years, whenever people came in and said, hey, I love Scott Pilgrim, what else can I read? I didn't really have a whole lot else to recommend to them. I finally have a book that I can recommend to them. My only one small complaint is that there are numerous dream or fantasy sequences throughout this book, and they're wonderful. I love them. They're hilarious. However, at the end of the book, no spoilers, but at the end of the book, it does start to get a little bit too crazy, and I honestly looked at it like, oh, this is another dream sequence. Oh no, it's reality. And it felt a little bit weird. That's really the only nitpick that I would have with this book. Aside from that, I loved everything in this book. The characters are written so well that they each stand out and they each have their own unique voice and their own unique senses of humor, and they all clash and mingle together so incredibly well. And the artwork, oh my gosh, I really hope that these two keep working together, but if they eventually split apart and do their own things, I really hope that Yuko Ota keeps making books, because her artwork was just fun. Like, that's the best word to describe it. Anytime that they did a dream sequence, she captured it perfectly. Anytime that it had to be down to earth and realistic, she captured it perfectly. She had such a range, but all of it had like this little pop to it that made it just seem fun. As I said, that is the best word to describe her artwork. This book is only like a few months old, but in that time, I haven't really heard anybody talking about it, and that's a real shame, and I don't want this to be one of those books that just gets left behind and forgotten. This needs to be one of those cult classic hits. This needs to be another one of those books that people recommend and pass along to each other until it builds up a big fan base, because I want to see sequels. I want to see these characters come back. So that's what I'm doing here today. I'm passing it along to you guys. If any of you guys ever get the chance to read Lucky Penny, I highly recommend it, especially if you are just kind of feeling a little bit stressed and you just need something to lighten you up. This is the best book that I can recommend. But okay, everyone, thank you for watching today's minisode. If you've already checked out Lucky Penny, then let me know in the comments down below how you enjoyed it, and if you did like it, then as I said, make sure that you spread this book around, share it with your friends, recommend it to people, because this is a book I really want more people to read. And if you like today's episode, then do the same thing, spread it around. You guys have been doing that a lot lately, and I really appreciate it. And if you want to see more stuff from me from the world of geekery, whether it has to do with comic books, video games, movies, or anything else, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button. But for now, I'm just gonna say thanks for watching, everybody. Come back next time. Bye.